This is the story of Zuri, an 11-year-old girl whose life took more twists than she ever imagined. A story about hope, loss, perseverance, and the unexpected connections that can change everything. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who needs encouragement today. Now, sit back, relax, and let this powerful journey unfold. Zuri's world didn't begin in the shadows of hardship. It was built on a foundation of laughter, melody, and the simple, profound joy of a loving family. Her home was not one of opulence, but it was rich in things that money could never buy. Her father Chuka was a man of quiet integrity, not of immense wealth. Each morning, he would leave their modest home, his work shirt crisply ironed, but he never left without first pausing to plant a gentle kiss on Zuri's forehead, a small ritual that fortified her day. He would often look into her bright eyes and say with a smile that reached his own, "Your name means beautiful, Zuri, and so will your life be." It was a promise he intended to keep, a prophecy woven into the fabric of her childhood. Her mother Ada was the heart of their home, the keeper of its warmth and spirit. She moved through their small space with a gentle grace, cooking their meals, cleaning away the day's dust, and filling the air with the timeless melodies of old high-life songs. Her kindness was a constant presence, a soft blanket that enveloped them all. In the evenings, as the hum of the neighborhood generator provided a steady, rhythmic backbeat, and the streets outside quieted down, Ada and Chuka would often dance. They'd sway slowly in the center of their living room, too soft, crackling music from the radio, a private ballet of affection and contentment. From her perch on the sofa, Zuri would watch them, her small body shaking with giggles, feeling utterly secure in their orbit. Life was beautifully simple. Life was profoundly safe. It was a perfect, fragile snow globe of happiness, until the night a single phone call shook it so violently that everything inside shattered. The world as Zuri knew it was about to change forever, plunging her into a reality she could have never fathomed in her wildest dreams. Morning sunlight streamed into the small yellow room where Zuri woke to the soft cooing of her baby brother. Life still wasn't perfect, but every day felt a little brighter than the last. She stretched, tied her hair, and prepared for another day at school. A year ago, she woke up cold and hungry on a street corner. Now, she woke up to hope. Every Saturday, Zuri attended the free art classes offered by the local art foundation. The classroom smelled of paint and wooden pencils. Other children laughed and mixed colors, but Zuri worked quietly, focused, careful, and tender. One day, the instructor, Mr. Leek, stood behind her as she finished a sketch of her mother holding her baby brother. He was softly amazed. He told Zuri that her piece told a story without a single word. Zuri looked up, unsure if she should smile. She explained that she just drew things she didn't want to forget. Mr. Leek nodded with a warm smile, telling her she wasn't just drawing memories, but sharing emotions, which was rare. He handed her a small sketchbook and told her to fill it, wanting to see her journey. Zuri held it like a treasure. At the safe home, Mrs. Naya often reminded the children that they were more than what happened to them. Zuri repeated those words to herself every evening, especially on days when memories of the past tried to pull her down. She wasn't the girl lost on the streets anymore. She wasn't the kid who slept beside fear. She was building a new identity, one stroke of color at a time. But life, even in its good seasons, still had challenges. One afternoon at school, Zuri overheard two classmates whispering. One asked if she came from a shelter, and the other said they heard she used to beg for food. Zuri stopped walking, her heartbeat trembling. They weren't trying to be cruel children, sometimes repeat what they hear, but the words still stung. That night, Zuri hugged her sketchbook tightly and whispered to herself, "I am more than my past. I am more than my past." A month later, the school announced a talent fair. Students could showcase anything: music, dance, poetry, painting. Zuri's stomach tightened. Display her art in front of everyone. What if they whispered again? What if they judged her? She thought of dropping out of the event. But that night, Mrs. Naya saw her sitting alone. She told Zuri that hiding her gift doesn't make her story smaller, it just makes her bravery shrink. Zuri looked up slowly and asked if Mrs. Naya thought she could do it. Mrs. Naya replied, "I think you were born too." The day of the fair, the school grounds buzzed with excitement. Laughter, music, handmade decorations, and colorful outfits filled the air. Zuri stood at her small booth, her artwork displayed neatly. Her palms were sweaty, and her heart raced. A few adults walked by, then some classmates, then teachers. Some smiled, some asked questions, and some stared in awe. But one moment made everything worth it. The school principal, Mrs. Amina, approached. She studied Zuri's drawings carefully, one showing her mother resting, another of her baby brother smiling, and a third of a yellow house that looked a lot like the safe home. Mrs. Amina told Zuri that her drawings didn't just show skill, they showed soul. Zuri's eyes widened as she thanked her. The principal then asked if she would allow the school to display one of her pieces in the hallway, believing her story could inspire many students. Zuri froze, her art on the wall for everyone to see. With a soft, trembling voice, she answered, "Yes, I would like that." When she returned to the safe home that evening, she ran to her mother, smiling brighter than the sun. She exclaimed that they wanted to hang her drawing in the school hallway. Her mother held her close, tears gathering in her eyes, and said she always knew Zuri carried something special. Her baby brother giggled in her arms, as if celebrating too. A week later, an envelope arrived at the safe home addressed to Zuri. Inside was a letter from the Art Foundation. She opened it slowly. It said she had been selected for a junior art scholarship, which included free art materials, weekend classes, and special mentorship. Zuri clapped her hands over her mouth, overwhelmed. Mrs. Naya hugged her tightly, telling her she wasn't just surviving anymore, she was growing. Later that night, Zuri sat by the window, her sketchbook open on her lap. She drew a small girl standing beneath a sky full of stars. But this time, the stars weren't distant. They were close, bright, within reach. Zuri whispered to herself, "My story isn't about where I started. It's about where I'm going." And for the first time, she wasn't afraid of the future.